broadcasting live is recorded.
So we are rolling down the highway on 29 North and back to Virginia, fresh out of NWA Mid-Atlantic Legends Fest.
Hallelujah. Woo! Amen.
Been a bit of a drive, been a little bit of a trip, if you will. Oh my goodness. I think all of us are freaking exhausted. They'll probably be glad to sleep in our own beds. What's up, everybody? It's Corner to Corners Road Show. Self-stand grub, Rob Hefner.
Holla, holla. Dollar bill, y'all.
Brian Taylor. Chilling in the back. And we are rolling. So, rolling down the street.
Sorry.
Smoking it up? No, that's not us. That's not us. No, we don't do that.
That's probably one of the only three in the hotel in one, but anyway.
Maybe Jen and Juice. Maybe.
Yeah.
I like Jen.
You know, when I hear our theme song to the show, sometimes I don't know. Do I need to hit press start? Like, am I playing like a Nintendo game? You know, like, it's like left, right, upright, start, you know?
Well, it's better than the original, the first one. The first one was a little bit downtrodden.
Yeah, the other one's like, corner to corner.
But hey, Techno Axe is where we've been getting our music from. We definitely appreciate it. Hey, and it's also the right price.
Yes, we cannot complain with that.
Free, which we dig. We appreciate it. Man. Just going to be shooting the breeze here, I reckon. Just kind of chit-chatting with everybody.
Well, the big news today is on the front of everything, whenever this show airs, but big news out of today so far is that coming soon to SmackDown will not be Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, that's right. Shoulder surgery. He will be out for a little bit of time. 41 years old. It's awful hard to start recovering and be in tip-top condition from an injury like that. It's going to be an interesting road back for him.
I mean, I think he's still got a few years left in the tank, but yeah, it's not a way to start your career, you know.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when you're an NFL quarterback in your first game, you throw an interception and you get hurt. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's disappointing for him. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for SmackDown.
Or like my team, the Redskins, had a guy who didn't even play last year. Like, he retired before training camp even started. Like, he got drafted and he's like, peace now.
Deuces.
I decided against playing in a pro football league. Thank you. But no, Legends Fest was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Highly expressed that if you haven't done it, you need to do it. If you're ever a fan of the old NWA territories, old WCW before it got all stupid.
Yeah.
But, like we said last night on our other shows, there's just so many moments, so many memories that won't be repeated. So, I mean, it's something you have to come when you can literally sit on the elevator with some people that define key moments in the history of the business.
Yep.
And they're just saying, hey, what's up?
And drink beer with the Mulkeys. That's pretty awesome. Mulkeys made me drink.
Stands a pushover.
That's true. Awesome. We went down to a karaoke night last night after we went off the air. And the Sinister Minister, Jim Mitchell, was holding karaoke with Stacey Cornett.
The queen of the Cornett compound.
Yeah, that's right. So we were having a great time, just enjoying all of the sights, if you will. So I believe it was Randy Mulkey in front of us in the purple shirt, and he had previously snookered Rob and I into purchasing a T-shirt, and he tells us, "Hey, I got all this beer in my cooler here. Don't let it go bad. I'm not taking it home with me, and I'm not putting it back in the fridge in the hotel." So Rob and I, and Brian as well, being the good citizens that we are, took him up on his offer and helped him drink his beer, which was pretty awesome. Shane Helms was there with his lady, looking ravishing as always. She looked great. Some of the ladies from Queens of Combat were there. Hey, we made some awesome contacts over this week. We met so many stars, legends, but future stars, of course, with the Queens of Combat.
Oh yeah, I think, what was it? Glitterlicious.
Oh my goodness!
Yes. and Cat Doring.
Oh, Solo Darling. Yes.
Solo Darling.
Yes.
Some of those, just they've got cool and awesome futures ahead of them.
Yeah, I agree. I think also Thunder Kitty, who is certainly not a rookie by any means, but I was impressed. I thought the character itself, the whole 95-year-old grandma, was good. I mean, it was funny. It was good stuff. And sadly, we have entered the state of Virginia again. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, you could have kept your ass there.
I gotta say, being my first time in Charlotte, this was a great experience. I didn't really see all of Charlotte.
I'm like,
but
you saw the hotel, a Chick-fil-A,
and a shopping mall.
shopping mall. Woo!
I like that mall, though. That's mighty nice mall y'all got there in Charlotte. Concord Mills, very nice, huge mall. That's where we saw Suicide Squad and IMAX 3D, which was ridiculous. Really good and record-breaking. We took part in the record-breaking weekend. I feel pretty good about that.
Oh, yeah. It was a great show, great time. We had talked about seeing it, but I had not seen it. Well, I'll shut up now.
We didn't know if we were going to be able to. So many things that were going on throughout the weekend, whether it was Q&As or photo sessions, autograph signings, or just bebopping around the hotel. I mean, there was a lot to do, a lot to see. But I mean, I was really impressed. We were able to fit everything in the way we wanted to. We talked a lot about it last night, so we won't spend too much time on it. But the stress points yesterday with getting through some of the lines and the organization questions there. But I think, and again, we said this yesterday, Greg Price probably had his hands full. We don't even really know what he was dealing with talent-wise as far as any headaches that might have happened with that. Got a chance. We saw Rachel Ellering this morning. It's kind of neat to see performers in just a regular environment, and just because they're people just like anybody else, but also just to be able to interact on a regular, normal street level. So it's not like, oh my God. It's, hey, it was really cool to see you. Have a great time. You drive carefully. It was real cool when we were leaving the hotel. Fellow fans coming up, hey, drive safe. It was just a cool environment. I liked that a lot.
I will say that there was one former WWE star that was obviously in a hurry to get out of there. As he got in his car, it was like, gone.
Yeah, Henry O'Godwin, man. I didn't recognize him at first. So he's sitting there, and he's got a WWE polo shirt on. And I mean, just like any other star, he's aged, but still big as a house. And it's raining in the sunlight. That's hot.
I'd say a person watching their windows for the last mile.
Oh, must have hit something nasty. But anyhow, still big as always, with like gray and no hair and just well, I didn't recognize him. I felt bad, and then finally he stands up, and then I see the little sign, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's Henry Godwin.
but it was fun. It was definitely an experience that I have to repeat. Next year, tickets are already on sale. Suppose it's first weekend in August. I don't know if the location's been decided yet.
That's NWALegends.com. They are on sale as of midnight Friday night, I believe. VIP tickets, the same basic situation. Now, rumblings have been that it was going to be Atlanta. There is still the possibility it comes back to Charlotte. They tried to do Myrtle Beach and something fell through for them this year. Maybe next year we'll try to get Greg Price on and talk to him about the event a little bit more in depth as far as planning. I'd love to kind of sit down and talk with him about the planning struggles that he went through to put it together, and then how he got everything finished.
And I will say that, like, we talked to a gentleman from PW Torch during the thing. Very cool individual.
Yeah.
And he came down as a fan and ended up being the host of most of the question and answer sessions. That'd be cool to be able to do that. Imagine being able to sit there and you're asking legends like Magnum TA and Animal, like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? But it was fun. But then, we got the business ahead of us. We got SmackDown. We got Raw tomorrow. The wrestling world does not stop.
That's right. I mean, it may have seemed like we were in a little bit of a time warp with NWA Legends Fest, but now as we head back into the present, WWE Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, how they follow up with the road to SummerSlam and the Universal Championship, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, Sasha Banks and Charlotte, the way they lead into their rematch. Of course, Nia Jax, if she'll continue her path of destruction. Braun Strowman, same thing.
Oh, really? Their path of destruction.
Path of rage.
Their path of, jobber demolish, I guess you should say.
Path of squash.
Yeah.
One man wrecking crew.
Imagine being that local talent, and it's like, hey, I want you to be on Raw. Okay.
Oh, by the way. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like I guess you could compare it to like the guys who used to like be brought in just for Andre to throw into the second row.
Yeah. I mean,
what? Lose the edge, you're not gonna get thrown into the second row. Oh, okay.
One of the Queens of Combat was actually the lady that faced Nia Jax most recently, Ariel Monroe. I knew I recognized her, and I couldn't put my finger on it. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Then, of course, SmackDown Tuesday night. Dolph Ziggler, who just recently had to fight to keep his number one contendership against Dean Ambrose, as they lead into SummerSlam as well. Then Battleground, which is right in our neck of the woods, in September for SmackDown. For SmackDown Live.
Yeah, don't get it confused.
Don't forget the live part. Will somehow, for some reason, think it's taped.
Well, let's pose the question to the Twitterverse and to the corner-to-cornerverse, I guess it is. Do people like the GM and, CEO or whatever that we got going on?
Yeah, it's a good point. Good question. We were talking about it before we hit the record button about how it's odd that Daniel Bryan is the GM, and yet every decision being made on SmackDown Live is both Shane and Daniel Bryan. Like, it's not here, I'll do this and you handle the big decisions or whatever. And then on Raw, where Mick Foley is seemingly conspiring, I guess, with Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, it's the point of, I would just beg the question of why have two?
Yeah.
If they're going to be toe and arm with each other, I mean, maybe get a little cat and mouse going on, get Mick Foley to stand up to Stephanie and she comes out and she makes a match, or he comes out and makes a match, and she says, "Oh no, this isn't how it's going to be.
Right.
This is my show."
Yeah, I mean the concerns you start seeing with this is just like Vince McMahon was putting out there. It's more related to who's going to be the best fit, because now you have Daniel Bryan, you have Shane McMahon, two good guys, and you've got Stephanie and Mick Foley, which is a good guy and a bad guy.
They don't go.
Yeah, it just seems confusing.
And Shane and Daniel Bryan just look like two frat boys sitting around going, "Man, this is what we got my daddy's money, and we gonna do this."
Yeah, that's true. And it just doesn't seem like a comfortable fit, because now they're both constantly going back and forth with decisions, but I don't know. It seems too easy for them to. Whereas Stephanie and Mick Foley, if that's truly the way that they're going to do it, that's okay, but why not have it where Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan individually are making the basic booking decisions? You're going to face this guy tonight or that guy tonight, and then when a controversial finish or something major happens, that's when Stephanie steps in, that's when Shane steps in. And therefore, you can create a conflict if you need to, where they disagree, and it's a major conflict. It's not just something like, should we have drafted this guy? Is this guy a smart move? I think we're coming out of the whole draft mentality, so they're trying to slowly progress past it. But there again, the question remains, is it smart to have two main faces there in charge, two authority figures, where one is supposed to be the GM, which, in my understanding of that, was the GM is supposed to be in charge of everything. But then you've got the commissioners, which is Stephanie and Shane, again, in almost the CEO position, which would indicate that they were not on equal footing.
You get a little drama between the GM and the CEO, the GM and the commissioner, and then who comes in every now and then to solve it? No chance. That's what you got.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it stems from what we're seeing right now. I think they're trying to draw as much positive attention as possible. So that's why we see Vince and the rest of the McMahon family trying to be involved instead of getting Triple H involved, because he's been on TV so much. They took him off TV, I think, in an effort to generate a fresh interest. But it's clear that Triple H's hand is involved with not just NXT, although you have to admit that NXT has been really compelling lately, but also his hand is involved in Raw and SmackDown.
I think his hand's more involved in Raw, because Raw, to me, has a very old old WCW feel.
Yeah.
But it's also very similar to the videography work and the camera setups and things like that. Just is very familiar with NXT.
I've really enjoyed just how the build was for the draft. I actually thought it was smartly done. We've already agreed, Battleground didn't need to happen the way it did. It could have been done differently. They could have either moved the draft around, or when they put it together, they could have just planned to do it afterwards. But as far as they're moving to make new stars and new attempts with different ideas, that has come through. It has shown. And it's a good thing. We're certainly happy to see it. So going in towards SummerSlam, we've got almost 3 weeks. And when we get to SummerSlam, we've got Dolph and Dean Ambrose. We've got Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. We've got Rusev and probably Roman Reigns for the U.S. title. And for the Intercontinental title, Apollo Crews and The Miz, which, with Baron Corbin the way he has been, it could be that we see a three-way dance, and Baron Corbin inserts himself and could very well come out Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I've really enjoyed Baron Corbin's work even when he was in NXT. Now, the question that has been put out there by a lot of fans, and Daniel Bryan answered to it on Talking Smack just after this past week's SmackDown, was creating the Women's Championship and Tag Team Championship. Daniel Bryan, of course, said, what we don't want to do is just arbitrarily answer Raw's Universal title with, you're the Galactic Champion now, or whatever. So they're trying to come up with a concept to make it work out well. I would be expecting to see the New Day defending against the Club, but my gut would tell me that the Club would win the titles of this one. New Day broke the record. You have had enough of a reign there, I think, where if you take the titles off of them and have them chase for a little while, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, I agree. I think New Day, like, if you can't beat, if New Day, if the Club can't beat New Day, is what I'm trying to say is they built the Club to be this, this I'm going to kick your butt, or as they say, just Roddy Piper tag team. They're going to kick your butt and chew bubble gum, but they're all out of bubble gum. And all right, New Day is going to come and beat them. Well, then you've made New Day into this unbeatable force. Because now for the last year, no one's beaten them.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had them against the Wyatts, and the Wyatts couldn't do it, which I think would have been a great feud, the Wyatts versus New Day.
Yeah.
With New Day's goofiness, the Wyatts like mind control over old Xavier Woods. You could have kept that going for a little while, But we'll see. I mean, I think the Club is going to get a new member.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's going to be good. But again, do it right, set it up, and
I think we could easily see Seth Rollins go Bullet Club instead of it being the predictable Finn Balor turn.
And then have J&J Security. You could have the Bullet Club take it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think a lot of people would enjoy seeing the Demon chase the title in a good feud with Seth Rollins. I think it would be not just entertaining, but competitive between the two of them. I think they'd really enjoy it. But I also think that it would be good for Finn Balor to have a long-term role in a main event, especially with a guy like Seth Rollins. It only serves to help him.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. The thing that's missing is like the topic that kept getting brought up this weekend.
Yeah,
is the long-lasting feuds, the long-lasting storylines. It's like the way the product is today. It's storyline lasts as long as the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And then magically after the pay-per-view, no one's mad anymore, and storylines move on to the next person. When for years, and years ago, it would always be like a loser leave town match or a cage match to finish it. So
yeah.
I mean, now you have Hell in the Cell, and it's like, let's just put these two people together in Hell in the Cell because it's going to sell.
Right.
But
it's going to sell in the cell.
It's going to sell in the cell. Sometimes in the cell they don't sell.
If they use the cell phone.
And if they don't sell in the cell, then what's the purpose of the cell being there? The cell's not doing the cell's job while they don't sell in the cell.
That's a tough sell job.
So, I mean, you got to sell it to be able to sell it.
Right.
In the cell.
Just got to be careful.
Because you don't want to sell.
Right.
Too much in the cell.
Exactly.
Because then, what's it sell for?
Exactly.
How you doing?
How you doing?
We are now entering the Greater Metropolitan Tight Squeeze, Virginia. For those people who watch the show Moonshiners on TV.
Okay.
Anybody watches the show Moonshiners?
There you go.
It is filmed in this area of Virginia.
Right on. Man.
That's why I hadn't stopped yet, because there's those things in Lynchburg.
I got
When Brian says he wants something,
you get him what he wants.
He gets what he wants.
If he wants the red M&Ms, you get him the red M&Ms.
If you got to pick them out, you pick them out.
Pick them out. But you better wash your hands first. Oh, by the way, Adam Page, we did hear that you don't wash your hands when you go to the bathroom, but that's okay. Neither do we. Too sweet me, bro. Just saying. Tight squeeze closet. Dang on.
You thought I was kidding.
No, hey. Point taken. Point taken. Oh,
come down to this county and you can live in Tight Squeeze or Climax.
Naturally, one comes before the other.
Tight question. Whew.
Just stop going in and out about it. Just choose one. And we're rolling down the river.
Yeah. You see that line that's a little too far? You just crossed it.
Whee, look at me go. So hopefully everybody is having a good Sunday evening by the time you hear this, because I'll have this uploaded by then.
If anybody knows the story behind Bobby Eaton, reach out to us. We want to know, because as being fans of the business and being at Legends Fest, we had just got a photo op and an autograph from him the day before.
Yeah.
So.
And for all intents and purposes, he looked like he was doing good. Talkative, happy. He wasn't necessarily all smiles, but, I mean, he seemed like he was doing okay. I don't know that he really smiles a lot.
So, I mean, it's just a question, because I know there was an incident where he lost his phone, some people lost contact with him, and he disappeared. Last seen at the Atlanta airport. So, but then he was found. But then that's all they said. They said, he's been found, located, but nothing else. So, it would be great if somebody could enlighten us, so we said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he's okay. We're certainly happy he was found and he's safe. But, it's kind of a concern, our question as to what in the world happened with all that. Other questions coming into these next couple of weeks as we head through SummerSlam and Backlash coming up soon. I have to wonder how WWE will respond with Shelton Benjamin not being able to come back for a while, if they're going to be reaching out more and more. We talked to Mickie James a little bit. We talked to Velvet Sky about when we would see her in WWE. And as things continue to happen and returns that we think were going to happen aren't, the question remains, who else is coming back in? I think it's a wise decision to bring Mickie James back. I think it's a wise decision, certainly a wise decision to hire Velvet Sky and Angelina Love. As far as from singles competition, Roderick Strong is one. If you're able to, you go out there and you get guys like Chase Owens, Adam Page. You start maybe hire more of the Bullet Club, make your club stronger. You've got options there. They're certainly hungry and ready to go. You don't necessarily have to go out there, and not that it would be a bad idea, because it would be a good idea, but you don't necessarily have to hire the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And money-wise, they may not be able to make an offer that would suit Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks' needs. Because as I understand it, their expectations or their asking prices not too high, but it is high. It's a high dollar amount.
Well, and that's just where can't think that WWE was putting all their eggs in the Shelton Benjamin basket when it came to SmackDown Live. This guy, we fired him for a reason,
right?
But let's bring him back, and we're going to put all our hopes in his basket. I kind of like the angle they're doing with old Heath Slater.
Yeah.
He shows up every week, gets punked out. Sometimes he shows up with somebody, and they're like, "Oh, whoever wins gets, a contract." That was funny. But you got people like Sandow. If you're looking for talent, Sandow, bring him back, give him an honest shake.
Yeah.
An honest for goodness tryout.
Yeah, why wouldn't you bring back a guy that really shouldn't have been released in the first place? Damian Sandow, you have an accomplished performer. You know he's over with the crowd. And you also know that he's willing to do what you ask him to do. He was a company guy from beginning to end. He didn't badmouth. He didn't bash. Whereas, Ryback,
that's just dumb.
You're not going to teach Vince McMahon a lesson. That's kind of
sorry. You're not going to sit there and say, "I'm going home until Vince and I can have a face-to-face conversation."
Well, let's face the FedEx.
Yeah.
Here's your pink slip. Take your story walking.
Did you or your agent not sit there and talk about this? How many people has Vince said, "Okay, we'll do it your way"? No. This is the guy that fired Hulk Hogan. This is the guy that let Bret Hart out the door.
Fired CM Punk on his wedding day.
It's the guy who told, that gave Ric Flair the graces to go away. Come on now. He doesn't need... The WWE machine can chew you up and spit you out.
Yes, very, very easily, very quickly.
And it's like there are 600 people waiting to take your spot.
Not your dog spot.
Not your liver spot.
Not your sun spot.
Not your spot.
Your spot.
The spot.
Not a good spot.
But a spot.
Not a bad spot.
A spot.
The spot.
A kind spot. A hidden spot.
Tough to clean spot.
A secret spot.
Hard to reach spot.
A spot that people normally don't talk about in public.
The sweet spot.
Too sweet, bro. As I get the crazy eyes from Brian in the backseat.
Man. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We appreciate y'all. We'll have this ready for this evening. We'll be uploading. Again, please check out first day of the review, the second day, which had more of the uncensored look at Legends Fest. And, of course, all of our shows and replays beyondringside.com, prowrestlingradio.net, of course, Spreaker.com/user/corner to corner. You can find us on Twitter at Stan from Krypton, at Rob Hefner, at STRCP21, C2C Radio Show, Facebook, Instagram. We run these down so many times. I don't think I need to say it this time, so we're good to go. Y'all have a great one. We'll catch up with you later.
I love that.